Nacho Cole and what now? The eye care. I always mess that up. What I can't think of the last person that's in there now. It's a Creighton name too, kind of. I'm trying to think. Okay, I didn't realize they changed that. Pelster. There you go. Elgin, kind of an Elgin name. There you go. Is that right? Okay, I didn't know that. Really? Okay. Huh. I didn't realize that. Yeah, wow, that. And this doesn't open, does it? It will. Is it locked here? Let's see where. Oh, there it is, guy. I didn't see it. Okay, there. I might do that if that helps me a little. Is that okay or not? Just if something goes to left. It's a little chilly, but I think I'll. Okay. No time limit on these either. You know what? I can probably. Mid-state tournament softball between O'Neill and Wayne. Game going on the other field is Boone Central and Pierce. And welcome to the Dr. Pepper pregame. Also, welcome aboard our viewers on Eagle Eye Broadcasting, as you can have several avenues today to take in this game. You can listen live on KBRX 102.9 FM, on the internet at kbrx.com, and also aboard in video with Eagle Eye Broadcasting. So we'll get underway here with our Dr. Pepper pregame. These teams met back on August 23rd. That was in Wayne, and Wayne took a 3-2 victory in that contest. Last O'Neill win over Wayne came last year on this field in the regular season game. O'Neill won that one in a walk-off home run by Autumn Emmy. Eagles come in with a record of 12 wins and 8 losses, and Wayne comes in with a record of 12 wins and 6 losses. Each team had a weekend tournament canceled due to weather, and the season, hard to believe, starting to wind down, though, for these softball teams as they will start sub-district play on Monday, and we'll have more of that for you here as we go along today. The Eagles in the black uniforms occupy the third base dugout, and Wayne in the blue jerseys with the black pants, they are over on the first base side. The coaches have met with the umpires, and we're just about ready to go here from Kearney Park Field 2, and glad to have you along for this one, as we will be here covering the O'Neill Eagles via audio with the video, and then also the other game that's going on. You can see that on video on Eagle Eye Broadcasting as well, that being the Boone Central Pierce game over on Field 1. We'll go ahead and take a few moments here to hear from some of our sponsors, and then come back with our Frickle Well Service starting lineups after these messages.
My family has been in this business for a long time, and we've always put the community first.
Our goal when we wake up every morning is how can our communities get to the next level?
Here at the bank, we're very community involved. We definitely like to serve on our committees. Working somewhere that allows me to continue to do that is awesome.
My parents work together in this bank. My grandparents work together in this bank.
Being locally owned, being family owned, it is fun to share that spirit.
The reason I like working for Tri-County Bank is the one-on-one contact with our customers.
People know that they can call any of us here if they really need something on my cell phone at 8 o'clock at night. It doesn't matter. That relationship is huge, especially in this day and age. It's just important for me that I could be a part of my family's legacy and keep this bank going, hopefully on to the 5th, 6th, 7th generation.
Okay, 2, 1, you're live.
Welcome back to Kearney Park as we're about ready for softball there between Wayne and O'Neill Mid-State Conference Tournament. Glad to have you, KBRX O'Neill, also on Eagle Eye Broadcasting. We are getting ready for our national anthem, so we'll hold off here on our Frickle Well Service starting lineups as both teams have lined up, getting ready for the anthem as a flag. Right now, you see the viewers on Eagle, I can see that flag is still out there in center field, but we are supposed to get some winds as the day goes on. We'll take a look at our M&M Lockers of Bristow forecast. Right now, your temperature 57 degrees. We're expecting a high up at 83. Mostly sunny day. The wind may be a little bit of a problem, though, as we go to gusts up to maybe 30 from the south-southeast later on today. Perhaps you hear the public address announcer in the background as that is Nick Hostert, O'Neill's activities director. He's getting ready to introduce Ellie Stearns, an O'Neill High School junior, who will sing the national anthem here to our crowd, and that's about ready to go. So we'll send it back to Ian and then come back with our Frickle Well Service starting lineups after these messages.
You're clear.
Thanks.
Agent O'Neill. He can help bundle your car and home
After this one, Ian.
Okay, 20 seconds.
Perfect, thanks.
Be prep.
To Kearney Park Field 2 as the Wayne Blue Devils take the field. They are the home team in this game. They're the 2 seed in the tournament based on power points. O'Neill's the 3. The 1 is GACC. They're awaiting the winner of Pierce Boone Central, that game going on in field, or just getting ready to go on field 1. That GACC game will play at 10:45. If O'Neill wins this, or whoever wins this game, they would advance to the championship to be played at about 12:30. The loser of this game will play right back here on field 2 against the loser of that Pierce Boone Central game. Frickle Well Service starting lineups will start with Wayne as they take the field defensively for Wayne. The pitcher is Sammy Goobles. The catcher, Jersey Jensen. At first base, Logan Miller. The second baseman is Liberty Titnell. The shortstop is Nyla Bowles. Delaney Cruzy at third, and the outfield made up of left fielder Kiara Hazy. Tayton Ellis is in center field, and Caitlin Mostick in right. And the batting order, they'll work against the Eagles as we continue on our Frickle Well Service starting lineups. The leadoff hitter for O'Neill is Harley Kahoy. Batting second is Emma Smith. She's the pitcher. The 3 hitter is Emma Reed, the third baseman. Batting fourth, the first baseman, Autumn Emmy. 5 hitter is Ava Shohan, the center fielder. Batting in the 6th spot for O'Neill is the left fielder, Loretta Schofield. 7 hitters, the shortstop, Brooklyn Kahoy. The catcher, Mariana Montez, hits in the 8th spot, and Ryan Pastolka, the DP, in the 9th spot. Defensively, O'Neill will play Brooke Reed in right field. So Pastolka will bat and Reed will field. Home plate umpire dusts off the plate, just about ready to go. Glad to have you again on Eagle Eye Broadcasting. Also, welcome aboard listeners on 102.9 FM KBRX O'Neill, also on the internet at kbrx.com. As O'Neill Sr. Harley Kahoy stands in. She's a right-handed batting second baseman. Kahoy into the box. Here's the pitch from the left-hander Goobles. It's on the outside corner, a called strike 1. Mentioned that Wayne defeated O'Neill back on August 23rd by a score of 3-2 in Wayne. These are teams that know each other well through many years of play in the Mid-State Conference Tournament, and they regularly meet in the regular season. Comebacker Goobles has it, steps, throws to first in time, and there's 1 gone. So Kahoy gone, 1-3 for outnumbered Emma Smith for the Eagles. Ball high for ball 1. 1-0 to Emma Smith, another one of those O'Neill seniors. Outfield straight away for the right-hander. Goobles checks with a dugout, then checks her wristband, and she's ready to deal again. This pitch is outside for a ball. 2-0 to Emma Smith, with Emma Reed waiting on deck, who also plays basketball. Plays a lot of softball in the summer, also some spring softball as well. Goobles, the 3-0. Automatic straight through for strike 1. 3-1 to Smith. Chuck Price in the third base box for O'Neill, and his daughter, Alex Miller, in the first base box. Aaron Boyle in the dugout for the Eagles. The pitch. This one swung on, hit well to right. This is going to be over the head of the right field. Gets the offense going early for the Eagles. She gave that one a ride. Mostick ranged back and right, but couldn't track that one down, and Smith at third with 1 out for Emma Reed. An RBI opportunity for Reed. Goobles, look over to the dugout again. Reed, another one of those right-handers. O'Neill and Wayne both wear the stirrup socks. A little bit of a retro look. This one's outside for a ball. 1-0 to Emma Reed. Right-handed batting senior for the Blue Devils. Rob Sweetland, of course, longtime head coach. He's over in the dugout with Kylie Cook and Lauren Gilliland. This one swung on and popped foul, drifting out of play on the right side. So the count evens up 1-1 on Reed. Goobles gets a new baseball in. Now, I was told originally that there was no time on these games, but now I'm getting word that there might be a 75-minute time limit on these games. I'll try to check that as we go along. I didn't think the Mid-State tournament games were, but I may be wrong there. Gooble's the pitch. This one's through for a strike. 1-2 to Emma Reed with Autumn Emmy waiting on deck. Outfield, again, straight away for the right-hander Reed. Goobles checks her sign methodically to the plate. This one's outside for a ball, so it evens up 2-2 on right-handed batting Emma Reed. Chilly right now, expected to warm up as we go along. 57 degrees at first pitch here at Kearney Park. The outfield fence, although it's not marked, is 200 feet all the way around. This one swung on, hit in the air to right. Mostick over toward the line. It's going to drop in foul ground. So the count holds at 2-2 on Reed, who returns to the batter's box, picks up her bat, and looks over toward the Eagle dugout. This is the home field for O'Neill in the regular season. Field 2, a threeplex here at Kearney Park, with Field 1 off to my left, or it faces to the northeast. This one faces southeast, and then the Field 3 that's used mostly for slow pitch in the summer is over along the highway. This is a called strike 3, so a big one there for Goobles, as now there are 2 outs. So Reed down looking, so Smith's over there at third, and the Eagles hoping not to strand her there for Autumn Emmy. She's the first baseman, right-handed batter with some power. I talked about it at the outset. She hit a walk-off home run last year, an extra inning walk-off home run, as O'Neill beat Wayne here last year in the regular season. RB opportunity for her now. This one swung on and missed for strike 1, so Goobles and Wayne trying to strand Emma Smith over there at third base. She hit a 1-out triple. Goobles looks in. At first base, Logan Miller up even with a bag, as is Cruzy at third. This one's inside for ball 1. It evens up 1-1 on Autumn Emmy. Emmy will check her numbers on the season. She is a junior. Goobles, the pitch. It's up high for a ball. 2-1 to right-handed batting Autumn Emmy. Emmy, on the season, she's a .340 hitter. Steps out as she felt Goobles maybe was taking a little bit too much time. Emmy now back in as the umpire granted her that time. Goobles the pitch. This one swung on, grounded foul over toward the O'Neill dugout on the left side. Picked up by the third baseman, Delaney Cruzy, who tosses it back to Goobles. A runner at third and 2 out for O'Neill. Top half inning number 1, we have no score. Mid-State Conference first round action. The pitch is up high for ball 3. 3-2 to Autumn Emmy with Ava Shohan, the center fielder, waiting in the on-deck circle. Emmy kicks a little dirt around. She's back in the batter's box, right-hander with an even stance. Goobles, the pitch. Swung on, hit in the air, foul, out of play on the right side. So Emmy gave it a ride, but it drifts well foul down the right field line. Goobles has a new softball. In left field, Kira Haase is backed off just a little bit, as Wayne, well aware of Emmy's power. So is Ellis in center. This one's outside for a ball, so Emmy draws a walk. So that'll put him on the corners for O'Neill with 2 outs. And now Ava Shohan comes to the plate. Shohan, right-handed batting center fielder who usually plays left field when Smith's not pitching. Eagles would most likely use Ryan Pastolka in the second game today, whenever that might be. If O'Neill wins, they would advance the championship. A loss would have the Eagles right back here on field 2 for the 10:30 game. This one's outside for a ball, so all of a sudden, Goobles having a little trouble finding the strike zone. Got Kahoy on a comebacker, then Smith tripled. Reed struck out looking, and then Emmy walked. So the 5th batter to come to bat here in the top half of inning number 1. Goobles the pitch. This one's upstairs for ball 2. 2-0 to Ava Shohan. Logan Miller in front of the bag at first base. Shortstop Bowles, medium deep, as is the second baseman, Tiddimal. The pitch from Goobles is a called strike. Looked like Shohan taking all the way. 2-1 to Ava Shohan. Shohan, one of a number of players on this team that played on that O'Neill Green Machine summer ASA district championship team. They won it right here on this field. This one swung on and missed for strike 2. 2-2 to Shohan, and so now Wayne a strike away from getting out of the top of the first unscathed. Goobles. Right back to the pitching rubber. This one swung on and missed, strike 3. So Goobles is able to work around a one-out triple by Smith, and O'Neill strands 2. In the top of the first for the Eagles, no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and 2 runners left on base. After a half inning of play, your score, it's O'Neill 0 and Wayne coming to bat. Back after these messages.
At Connaught Tire Service, we are your local experts in O'Neill on everything from tires and brakes to tune-ups, electrical diagnostics, and most other repairs. We offer the best prices on high-quality parts, and we pride ourselves on excellent customer service. We offer a variety of top brands to suit every customer's needs and budget. The next time an automotive issue comes up, bring it to the experts at Connaught Tire Service.
Public Schools is home to great opportunities for your kids. As an Apple Distinguished School, O'Neill Junior Senior High School stays on the cutting edge of technology so your kids learn more in and out of the classroom. With our organization, Eagle Eye Broadcasting, students get real-world experience in the field of broadcasting with industry-standard equipment. This experience is seen through their live daily announcement shows and the annual Homecoming Lift Up. And with plans to continue to add to and update our facilities, there's no better time to be an Eagle. O'Neill Public Schools. Dream, achieve, believe.
Inning number 1, O'Neill failed to score in the top half of the inning. It'll be Bowles, Ellis, and Cruzy. If somebody reaches base, then Delaney Cruzy would bat. And Wayne will be working against O'Neill right-hander Emma Smith. Smith, on the season, numbers really pretty comparable to O'Neill's other pitcher, Ryan Pastolka, except in innings. Smith has worked 42 innings on the season. She's started 8. She's 5-3 and has an ERA of 2.50. And Smith, through her career, has also played shortstop and a lot of center field. She's an excellent fielder, really just like another infielder out there for this O'Neill team. As Smith was a little late coming out of the dugout, she's taking her warm-up tosses right now. Our viewers on Eagle Eye Broadcasting can see her take those warm-up tosses. Glad to have you. 102.9 FM, KBRX O'Neill, on the internet at kbrx.com, and also on Eagle Eye Broadcasting. That's the O'Neill High School broadcasting site. And expect to be joined a little bit later on today by some of those Eagle Eye student broadcasters. They have busy schedules like a lot of our youth around the area, different things going on, but should have a couple of those guys here a little bit later on. Emma Smith, as a throw went through from Montez to second base, and we're ready to go here in the bottom of the first. Nyla Bowles, the shortstop, stands in. Bowles wears number 6 on her blue Wayne jersey. We talked about the retro stirrup socks that both teams wear. First pitch, inside corner, a called strike 1. 0-1 to Bowles, who glances down at Rob Sweetland in that third base coaching box. Long time and highly successful coach of this Wayne program. They have a couple of state titles and many state tournament appearances. Smith that time went outside, and Bowles waves and misses for a strike 2. 0-2. Smith jumps out in front of Nyla Bowles, the leadoff hitter for Wayne here in the bottom of the first. The pitch. This one swung on, bounced weakly to the left side, and Reed wisely lets that one go foul, as it would have been very difficult had Reed fielded that in fair territory to get the speedy Bowles going down the line. Reed at third, a step in front of the bag. Brooklyn Kahoy at short. Harley Kahoy at second. They are sisters, and Autumn Emmy at first. Smith, the pitch, it hit Bowles. So an 0-2 hit by pitch, and Wayne has the leadoff runner aboard. In the outfield, Loretta Schofield in left, Shohan in center, and Brooke Reed in right field. She does not bat, but is the flex player. And a battery made up of catcher Mariana Montez and pitcher Emma Smith. Tayton Ellis now stands in, right-handed batting center fielder with Brooklyn Cruzy waiting on deck. No score here, bottom half of inning number 1. Wayne has the leadoff batter on. This is through for a called strike 1, and Smith here early has good velocity. Cool day here with a 9 a.m. start at Kearney Park, South O'Neill, Mid-State Conference softball tournament. So what is up high for a ball, 1-1. And these teams, not much of a layover after today, as they will start their sub-district play at various sites around the state on Monday. This one's down low. There goes the runner. Throw through, but in safely is Bowles, and she picked a good pitch to run on. So she's at second in scoring position for Ellis, who is ahead in the count, 2 balls and a strike. O'Neill will be at the B8 at Veterans Field in Grand Island, playing Northwest, the 1 seed, on Monday. This one's inside for ball 3. Hastings and GICC, the other 2 teams there. Wayne, they will be in Milford, and they will play David City Aquinas, a 17-8 David City Aquinas. They're the 2 seed against 12-6 and 3 seed Wayne on Monday. This one's inside, and that's ball 4. So Wayne threatens here early with runners on first and second and nobody out. And here's Brooklyn Cruzy, the left fielder. Milford, Fairbury are the other 2 in that Wayne C5 subdistrict. Milford, the 1 seed at 17-6. Smith, the pitch. Called strike 1 on the outside corner. 0-1 to Cruzy with runners on first and second and nobody out for Wayne. We're in the bottom half of inning number 1. Nyla Bowles hit by a pitch and then a walk to Tayton Ellis. Smith, this one's down low, gets by Montez momentarily, and the runners will each move up a base. So it evens up 1-1 on Cruzy, with Delaney Cruzy waiting in the on-deck circle. So Bowles now at third, and Tayton Ellis at second, and Wayne looking to draw first blood. This one swung on, grounded through the right side and into right field for a base hit. 1 run is in. Here comes Ellis, and she will score standing up. A 2-run single for Brooklyn Cruzy stakes Wayne to an early 2-0 lead. Excellent job by Cruzy of hitting the ball the other way. So she has a couple of RBIs, and now Delaney Cruzy comes to the plate. And Wayne, I think, is going to run. Yeah, they will use a runner there, and that looks like it will be, trying to pick a number up there. I thought I saw 2, but I think that's actually the catcher, Jensen, so I'll double check that, but they do have a runner over there. So here's Delaney Cruzy standing in. So Cruzy up there with Wayne leading 2-0. There's still nobody out here, bottom half inning number 1. And Smith leans in. The pitch. Called strike as it was Cruzy showing bunt, but I think that was just a guy. She's the cleanup hitter. Just probably trying to see what the O'Neill defense and how the O'Neill defense would react. Smith, the pitch. This one is down low for ball 1. 1-1 to Delaney Cruzy with Caitlin Mostick waiting in the on-deck circle. Wayne started the inning. Bowles was hit by a pitch. Ellis walked, and Cruzy with a 2-run single. This one gets away, be a wild pitch, and down to second goes Cruzy. That's Brooklyn Cruzy, or actually it's the courtesy runner. And I'll see if I can now. It is 2, and that is Jensen, who is the catcher, but she's not batting as they hit for her with the DP. And so back in to the batter's box goes Delaney Cruzy. A runner on second and nobody out. Smith pitch. This caught the inside corner. Good pitch from Smith there, and it count evens up at 2-2. 2-2 the count. We'll try to pass a score along. Looks like a 2-0 score over there. And there's a called strike three. Big pitch from Smith. As on the other field, I see a 2-0 score over there. I'm not sure who's ahead. I'll check that in just a moment. As Mostick now stands in. So Cruzy down looking. A big strikeout for Smith, trying to strand Brooklyn Cruzy at second base. Caitlin Mostick, the right fielder. Smith, the pitch. Called strike one. 0-1 to Mostick with Kiera Haase, the left fielder, waiting in the on-deck circle. Smith checks her sign. The pitch. This one swung on and fisted foul right back toward us. Hits about the base of the concession stand, which is right below us here at Kearney Park. So 0-2 quickly. Smith jumps out in front of Mostick, the right fielder, with Kiera Haase, the left fielder, waiting on deck. 2-0. Wayne has played a 2 here in the bottom half of inning number 1. Smith. Pitch, crown ball, right side. A Kahoy diving stop from her knees. The throw to first. In time for the out. What a play. Play at the plate. And out at the plate was the courtesy runner, Jensen, trying to score. She went in standing up, and the Eagles turn a double play. So O'Neill averts further damage. A sparkling play by second baseman Harley Kahoy. It looked like it was destined for right field, and a base hit and an RBI for Mostick. Kahoy dove, threw from her knees to first to get Mostick, and then Jensen coming around third, trying to score on the play. Emmy fired to Montez to complete what will go as a 4-3-2 double play. For Wayne in the bottom half of inning number 1. They get a couple of runs on one hit. There were no errors and no runners left on base. After one, complete your Pinnacle Bank score. It is Wayne 2, O'Neill 0. Back after these messages.
The Evergreen Assisted Living and Independent Living in O'Neill is a friendly, active community where our residents feel right at home. We're committed to their health by offering group exercise classes, plus easy access to physical, occupational, and speech therapy right here in the building. We have a lot of fun with daily activities and socializing over delicious home-cooked meals. Daily transportation is provided for appointments or running errands. Schedule a tour today. See for yourself everything the Evergreen Assisted and Independent Living residence has to offer.
Creative Advantages is a business consulting firm that maximizes a business's potential by targeting all areas of business while implementing key business and marketing strategies that will optimize sales production and long-term sales profitability. Creative Advantages' passion is working with other business owners and formulating a personalized business and marketing plan that will heighten the opportunity to achieve your business goals. Visit our website at www.creativeadvantages.org to learn more, or contact Abby or Alex at 402-340-9661 and get started.
Space, Ryan Pastolka would bat. Eagles, with one hit so far, a triple by Smith in the first, but she was stranded at third base. Gooble's a pitch. Schofield shows bunt and fouls it off. So she's behind 0-2 as Loretta Schofield, speedy left fielder who oftentimes plays right field with Pastolka's pitching. The Eagles shift Shohan to left, Smith to center, and Schofield to right. The pitch. This one check swing, she went around. Schofield tried to check her swing, so she's gone for out number 1. Third strikeout on the morning for Goobles. And here's Brooklyn Kahoy, the shortstop. Chuck Price down to ask perhaps about that check swing by Schofield. The umpire emphatically, though, ruled that she did go around. And so here's Brooklyn Kahoy, a sophomore, on a team that has a lot of seniors. Kahoy played some third base last year and shifted to shortstop this year. This one's hit in the air down the right field line. Mostick gives it a run in foul ground. She can't get there. And slipping out there on the outfield grass was the second baseman for Wayne, and that was Tidemel. She appears to be okay as she goes back to her regular position. So Kahoy behind 0-1 with nobody aboard and one out here, top half of inning number 2. Glad to have you along on 102.9 FM, KBRX O'Neill, on the internet at kbrx.com, and also welcome over to our viewers on Eagle Eye Broadcasting. This is a called strike 2 to Kahoy. Kahoy, also a basketball player and a pole vaulter during the track season. This one is up high for a ball. And a man of many hats, the guy, our technical director here for Eagle Eye Broadcasting, running all the cameras and do all the technical work behind the scenes. It's so critical to this, is Mike Peterson, and he is also the O'Neill High girls track coach. This one's outside for a ball. So 2-2, it evens up on Kahoy, and Brooklyn on the season, a 280 hitter. She's driven in 11 runs as well. The pitch outside for a ball. So Kahoy sees the count run full. It's 3-2. Goobles has run the string out on Brooklyn Kahoy, right-handed batting shortstop. Open stance for the right-handed batting Kahoy. Here's the pitch. This one's up high, and Kahoy draws a walk. So Brooklyn Kahoy aboard for Mariana Montez, the catcher. Montez on the season, 289 batter, and she has 7 runs batted in. Kahoy with some pretty good speed, a threat to run, to be sure. But the Eagles might be a little more cautious now as they are down 2-0. GACC has arrived here at Kearney Park. Showing bunt and fouling it off is Montez, so she is behind 0-1. Montez, the catcher, along with second baseman Harley Kahoy, third baseman Reed, the pitcher Smith, are all seniors, and also the flex player Ryan Pastolka is, or excuse me, the DP Ryan Pastolka is a senior as well. The pitch from Goobles. This one swung on and fouled back out of play, so 0-2 on Montez. She had a good cut there on it, but couldn't straighten it out. She's behind 0-2 with Pastolka, the DP, waiting in the on-deck circle. She figures to pitch later today, as the Eagles have used 2 pitchers in their rotation quite a bit this year. Wayne has 2. This is a called strike 3 to Montez. So on the top half of the zone, Goobles records a strike at her 4th, and she's really starting to settle in. Wayne also uses a 2-pitcher rotation often with Goobles and also Nissen, so a chance we could see her later today. That's Mackenzie Nissen. The pitch. This was a called strike to Pastolka. 0-1 to Ryan Pastolka. Pastolka attends St. Mary's High School. This is a co-op between O'Neill and St. Mary's. Pitch is outside for a ball, and O'Neill, the smallest team enrollment-wise playing Class B softball this year, as O'Neill has kind of gone back and forth over the years. A program that started back in 2007, have gone back and forth between B and C. This pitch is up high, 2-1 to Ryan Pastolka. We're in the top half inning number 2, with Wayne leading 2-0. Mid-State Conference first round softball. On the other field, Boone Central was leading Pierce at last check 3-2. That game ongoing on field 1. This one is up high for ball 3. So Pastolka works a 3-1 count. Brooklyn Kahoy over at first with 2 out. Schofield's down swinging. Kahoy walked. Montez down looking, and now Pastolka up there. This one swung on line, foul down the right field side. Sharply hit by Pastolka, but foul. Just a loud strike to run our count full at 3-2. Pastolka back in at third base. Cruzy in front of the bag. Bowles medium deep at short. The pitch swung on and missed. Strike 3, and Goobles strikes out the side. She has 5 through 2 innings. For the Eagles, no runs, no hits. There were no errors and 1 runner left on base. After an inning and a half of play, your Pinnacle Bank score, it is Wayne 2, O'Neill 0. Back with the bottom half inning number 2 after you listen to these messages. State Farm agent Susan Wakefield is here to help protect all the moving parts of your life with auto, home, life, and financial services. Susan Wakefield and her team make it simple to bring together what matters to you.
Great Plains State Bank is about great personal service. Like most banks, Great Plains State Bank offers ag loan options that fit your needs. Visit with a team you know and trust that will help you grow your yield. We are local people making local decisions that impact your success. Stop in today and let's talk. Great Plains State Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hazy, Tiddamal, and Miller. If somebody reaches base, Goobles would bat. Glad to have you along. 102.9 FM, KBRX O'Neill, also on the internet at kbrx.com. And welcome aboard our viewers on Eagle Eye Broadcasting. Kira Hazy, her first plate appearance this morning. She is the left fielder. Stands in against Smith. The pitch. This is a called strike. Straight through from Smith with a fastball. Smith has one strikeout. That was of Delaney Cruzy looking back in the first. Emma Smith. The pitch. This one swung on, grounded toward short. Glove by Kahoy. Throw across to first to Emmy in time. 6-3. And Hazy gone on 2 pitches. Kahoy got a really nice jump on that. Did Brooklyn Kahoy. Charged the ball. Got it on the hop and made a strong throw to Autumn Emmy at first. So 1 up, 1 down for Wayne here in the bottom half of inning number 2. And here's Liberty Tiddamal, the second baseman. Right-hander with a slightly open stance. Ground ball, another play on the left side. Kahoy gloved it and bobbled this for a moment, and then that will allow Tiddamal to reach base. It'll probably be an error as it was hit kind of in between third and short in that 5-6 hole, you might say, and there was some doubt as to whether Reed maybe could get to that or not. She couldn't quite get there, and then Kahoy did a nice job of backing it up, had it in the glove, and then bobbled it, and that may be the deciding factor there. I'm not the official book, but it looks like that'll probably go as an error, although certainly not the easiest of plays. But the bobble is probably what will warrant that. The pitch. This one's down low. Good block by Montez, but into second base is Tiddamal. So a 2-0 count on Logan Miller, the first baseman, with Tiddamal at second base and 1 out. Miller. Even stance, right-handed batter. This pitch swung on, lined up the middle and into center field. Tiddamal at second, wasn't sure if that was going to be caught. She had to retreat toward the bag until she saw it go through. So she'll just get over to third. And Logan Miller with a single. And Wayne has him on the corners with 1 out, already leading 2-0. And Sammy Goobles, the pitcher up there, trying to help her own cause. She's a left-handed batter. Goobles stands in. Smith checks a sign. The pitch. This one is outside for a ball. 1-0 to Sammy Goobles, and taking second base without a throw is Logan Miller. She'll reach on defensive indifference. And now 2 in scoring position for the Blue Devils, who are threatening to break this one open early. This one is swung on and missed. 1-1 to Goobles, with Bowles waiting on deck. Bowles and Ellis, the 1-2 hitters in the Wayne lineup, they've scored the 2 runs thus far. They came in on a Brooklyn Cruzy single back in the first. This one swung on, grounded up the middle, backhanded by Kahoy. 1 play, that's to first. In time, the run scores on the play, and Miller moves to third. Good play there again by Brooklyn Kahoy. She's made a couple of nice ones. That one a backhand, and a 4-3 putout for out number 2. She'll get an RBI, will Goobles, as Tiddamal scored and Miller moved to third. So it's 3-0 now in favor of the Blue Devils, and here's Nyla Bowles. This pitch swung on, hit in the air to left. It's going to drift foul as Schofield, the left fielder, and Kahoy, the shortstop, both gave it a run. It drops foul by a few feet along the left field line. So Bowles, who officially has no at bat so far, she was hit by a pitch in her plate appearance and stole second, then scored on Cruzy's single. This one's up high for a ball. So 1-1, it evens up on Nyla Bowles with Tayton Ellis waiting in the on-deck circle. 3-0 Wayne, bottom half of inning number 2. Smith trying to strand the runner at third. This pitch is through for a strike. 1-2 to Nyla Bowles. Logan Miller, the first baseman, over there at third base. She singled and advanced just a moment ago on that ground out by Goobles. She took second base without a throw and then advanced to third on a ground out by Goobles. It was an RBI. Scored Tiddimal. The pitch. This one's up high for a ball. 2-2 to Nyla Bowles. Outfield, straight away for the right-hander, the leadoff hitter in the Wayne order. Smith, a strike away from retiring Wayne in the second. This one's fouled off, so Bowles proving to be a tough out. Montez picks it up and flips it back to Emma Smith. And Bowles stands back in. 0-2 the count. The pitch. This one swung on, fisted into shallow center. It's going to drop in front of Shohan for a base hit, and that will score Miller. So Logan Miller scores on Bowles' flare to center. Wasn't hit all that hard, but it was effective. A base hit for Bowles. So she gets an RBI, and Tayton Ellis comes up. Bowles, a chance maybe they would run her with 2 outs, try to get her in scoring position, and there she goes. Throw down is not in time as she went in standing up, did Bowles. Has good speed. Ball 1 on the pitch. So 1-0 to Ellis with Bowles now in scoring position at second base. I think Rob Sweet was definitely figuring even if Bowles got thrown out, he would still start with his 2-hitter in the bottom of the third. And a game that he's leading by a score of 4-0. That's a strike to Ellis. Good pitch from Smith at the knees on the outside corner. Smith glances in the dugout. Ellis, right-hander, even stance. Pitch high and tight for ball 2. 2-1 to Tayton Ellis. Reed at third base, even with the bag. The pitch. Swung on and hit foul, back out of play. 2-2, it evens up on Ellis. Don't forget continued coverage here on KBRX of the O'Neill Eagles in this mid-state tournament. If the Eagles lose this one, they'd play again about 10:30. A victory would send O'Neill into the final. This one is swung on and missed for strike 3. So Ellis down swinging for out number 3, but Wayne does some more damage. 2 runs on 3 hits. There was an error and a runner left on base. After 2 complete, your Pinnacle Bank score, it is Wayne 4, the O'Neill Lady Eagles 0. Back with a third after these messages.
Building something of your own doesn't mean you're on your own. Because when communities come together, great things happen. That's the essence of banking. And it's why our customers and our neighbors are one and the same. Because we're not just a bank in Nebraska. We're Nebraska in a bank. Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be.
Mid-state conference tournament first round game. Eagles setting up the top of the order. Harley Kahoy, Emma Smith, Emma Reed. If somebody would reach base, then Autumn Emmy would bat. Kahoy already with a couple of outstanding plays from her second base position. One of them, she went to the hole and dove and threw from her knees to retire a runner at first, and then in this last inning, backhanded a ground ball going up the middle and was able to throw the runner out at first. She's 0 for 1 at the plate is Harley Kahoy. 1-3 ground out leading off the game. The pitch. This one is outside for a ball. 1-0 to Harley Kahoy. The the older of the Kahoy sisters. She is a senior and a 4-year player here in the O'Neill softball program. Also plays a lot of summer softball. Hurdler on the track team as well. This one swung on, popped up on the right side. Tiddimal, the second baseman, calling for it. Now the first baseman, Miller, takes it late. So Wayne records the out on a pop-up that was on the right side that was taken by first baseman Logan Miller. Originally, Tiddimal was calling for it, but so many times, as you see, when the ball comes off a right-handed bat to the right side, it fades toward the line, and that's exactly what happened there. Here's Emma Smith. She has O'Neill's only hit so far, a triple back in the first. This is inside, and right away, Goebbels trying to work Smith inside as Smith went the opposite field for that triple back in the first. 1-0 to Emma Smith. Very open stance for Smith. Eagles with the black jerseys, the black pants, and the blue stirrup socks. Change, that one was up high for ball 2. 2-0 to Smith. They're being careful as to how they pitch her. In right field, Caitlin Mostick is straight away. Smith, the pitch. This one swung on, now hit in the air and deep to left. Cruzy looks up. It bounces off the fence, and Smith around first and into second with a stand-up double. So Emma Smith, 2 at-bats and 2 extra base hits. She continues to scorch the ball, and she's in scoring position for Smith, her 3rd double on the season. She also has 3 triples. And the Eagles are going to run for Smith. It looks like Riley Selby, the freshman, will run for Smith, the pitcher. So Selby now at second. Eagles trying to claw back in this one, trailing 4-0 in the top half of the third. Game about 38 minutes old. And I believe they are playing this on a 75-minute time limit. But again, I'm trying to get some confirmation down on the field. I was told that there wasn't a time limit, and then they said that the umpire did start a clock, and it does look like there's one on the fence. It's a called strike to Reed. 0-1 to Emma Reed, who was down looking back in the first, so she's 0 for 1. An RBI opportunity here, though, for the right-handed batting third baseman. Goebbels checks a sign. Selby at second base. The pitch. This one's way outside, backhanded by the catcher. Selby in no man's land. Throw to third, and she's going to be thrown out. Selby there thought it was going to go by the catcher, Jensen, and Jensen ended up getting at least a piece of that softball, and Selby got caught between second and third and elected to try to go to third, and she's thrown out 2-5, caught stealing, and those are really magnified when you're down 4-0. And now Reed up there, the RBI opportunity off for Reed, and it's 1-1 now, the count. 2 outs, nobody on for the Eagles here, top half of the third. The pitch. This one's outside for a ball. Goebbels really wanted that one. I think the catcher, Jensen, was set up outside, though. She pitched to the mitt, but it looked like Jensen maybe was set up a few inches outside. Goebbels kicks a little dirt around. The pitch. This one caught the inside corner for strike 2, so it evens up 2-2 on Emma Reed. Reed, the right-handed batting third baseman. Goebbels a strike away from getting through the third. The pitch. This one swung on ground ball, right side. Tiddimal, the second baseman, underhand flip to Miller at first, and the Eagles retired. 4-3 on the putout. So for O'Neill, no runs, 1 hit. That double by Smith. There were no errors and no runners left on bases. Selby was thrown out trying to advance to third. After 2.5 innings of play, your Pinnacle Bank score is Wayne 4, O'Neill 0. Back with the bottom half of the third after.
No one knows a community better than the people who call it home. O'Neill, Nebraska is a thriving community with emerging economic opportunities, strong leadership, excellent education systems, sound infrastructure, and safe, healthy families. When you have a community as strong as O'Neill, why not work together to make it even stronger? The O'Neill Community Foundation Fund, an affiliate of the Nebraska Community Foundation, awards grants to community projects, and manages a variety of funds established by families, individuals, and businesses. We are here to help our community by helping donors do good work for good forever. Whether large or small, your contribution or pledge will have a lasting...
4-0 here as Wayne comes to bat in the bottom half of inning number 3. Blue Devils with 2 in the first and 2 in the second. It'll be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters, Cruzy, and Mostick, to face Emma Smith. If somebody would reach base, the left fielder, Kira Haase, would bat. So standing in is and I'm going to check a number. This is actually Jensen up there, uniform number 2. She takes it for a called strike 1, and Wayne perhaps made a switch in between, or maybe switched the lineup after they turned the lineup card into me. But anyway, this is, according to the program at least, Jersey Jensen batting. This one's outside for a ball. 1-1 to the Wayne batter, with Delaney Cruzy waiting on deck. Now, Jensen was originally listed as the flex player, the catcher. This one swung on, popped up. Montez gives it a go, but it falls back by the fence, and a count moves to 1-2. Good effort there by Mariana Montez, the catcher. Didn't get a real good look at that one coming off the bat. 1-2 now to Jensen. The pitch. This one is down low for a ball, so it evens up 2-2. 2-2 the count. Eagles have Reed at third, Brooklyn Kahoy at short, Harley Kahoy at second, Autumn Emmy at first. Montez the catcher, Smith the pitcher. This pitch down low, so it's 3-2, and then an outfield made up of Loretta Schofield in left, Ava Shohan in center, and Brooke Reed in right. And Reed is the flex player for O'Neill. So Jensen stands back in. The pitch. This one is inside for a ball, so she's aboard with a walk. And here comes Delaney Cruzy, a strikeout victim, back in the first. And Rob Sweetland down to make a switch. It looks like they're running for Jensen at first base. As on the lineup card I received, Brooklyn Cruzy was, and I'll see if, actually I beg your pardon there, she was listed as the DP, so that has been Jensen batting there. I beg your pardon there, especially to the Wayne fans listening in or watching. She was listed as a DP. So Cruzy, the DP, it has been Jensen batting in that 3 spot, and she walks, and then they run for her. This one's swung on. Hit to short, picked up by Kahoy, but not in time. That'll be an infield hit, as Delaney Cruzy, I think, would have beaten that one out anyway. And Chuck Price out to talk. He disagrees with that one, but ruled safe at second base. Was a ground ball to short, and Brooklyn Kahoy picked it up, flipped to second, but not in time to Harley Kahoy covering. So Wayne has 2 on again and nobody out here in the bottom half of inning number 3. They already lead at 4-0, and Chuck Price out to talk with the umpires. And the umpires confer. As for right now, the courtesy runner at second base, and that is Jordan Gamble, the freshman, in there, and she is ruled safe. Good hustle there by Gamble. I was asking before the game if that was in relation to Robbie Gamble. I know Robbie from Legion Baseball, and they said that is his niece, Jordan Gamble. So now standing in is Mostick. Caitlin Mostick, the right fielder, with 2 on and nobody out. The pitch swung on, fouled straight back. 0-1 to Mostick, the right fielder, with Kiera Haase waiting on deck. So Jersey Jensen led off with a walk and then an infield single for Delaney Haase. Gamble running for Jensen. This one swung on and missed for strike 2. So quickly, Smith jumps out in front of Mostick. Mostick, right-handed batting right fielder. 0-2 the count. Even stance, right-handed batter is Mostick. It's a called strike 3 on the low half of the zone at the knees. Mostick down looking for out number 1, a big one there for Smith. That is her second strikeout of the game, both looking. Kiera Haase, the left fielder, now stands in. Runners on first and second. 1 out now. Smith, the pitch bunted, foul. Reed, the third baseman, gave it a go, but unable to track that one down. It was over along the fence. Reed came charging in from her third base spot. 0-1 to Haase, who is 0 for 1 today. She had a ground out back in the second inning. Up there now with runners on first and second and 1 out. Haase. Squaring to bunt. Pulls back and hits it foul back out of play. 0-2 now to Haase with Tidemel waiting on deck. Haase, the left fielder. The pitch. This one is swung on and missed for strike 3. So Smith, back-to-back strikeouts after the walk and the single. She's responded with back-to-back strikeouts, and here's Tidemel, the second baseman. Liberty Tidemel, right-handed batter, runners on first and second, now in 2 outs. Tidemel reached on an error and scored back in the second. So officially 0 for 1, but she's figured in her team's offense today. This one is swung on and missed for strike 1. 0-1 to Tidemel. Runners hold at first and second. Montez has a strong arm behind the plate. Smith, the pitch. Swung on, ground ball up the middle. It's going to be into center field, around third and coming plateward is Gamble. She'll score standing up, and Wayne again continues to deliver in the clutch. An RBI single for Liberty Tidemel. She's aboard at first base, and down to second goes Cruzy. And here's Logan Miller, the first baseman. Miller. Swung on, grounded right back to Smith. Smith, the pitcher, throws to first in time for the out. But Wayne adds to their lead. 1-3 on that putout for Wayne in the bottom of the third. They come up with a run on 1 hit. A run on 2 hits. There were no errors and 2 runners left on base. So after 3 complete, your Pinnacle Bank score, it is Wayne 5, O'Neill 0. Back with a 4th after these messages.
The Evergreen Assisted Living and Independent Living in O'Neill is a friendly, active community where our residents feel right at home. We're committed to their health by offering group exercise classes, plus easy access to physical, occupational, and speech therapy right here in the building. We have a lot of fun with daily activities and socializing over delicious home-cooked meals. Daily transportation is provided for appointments.
Park, where as we go to the 4th, Wayne leading O'Neill 5-0 in this Mid-State Conference softball tournament. Glad to have you, KBRX O'Neill. Also on Eagle Eye Broadcasting. Goobles, the pitch to Autumn Emmy is a called strike 1. The 4, 5, 6 hitters for O'Neill, Emmy, Shohan, and Schofield. If somebody would reach base, Brooklyn Kahoy would bat. So Goobles, the pitch, this one swung on, grounded weakly to third. Up with it across to first is Delaney Cruzy in time to Miller. and Emmy gone 5-3 for out number 1. Here's Ava Shohan. Shohan, right-handed batting center fielder, a strikeout victim back in the first. Gubles has allowed just 2 hits, both extra base hits and both to O'Neill pitcher Emma Smith, a triple and a double. But the Eagles could not bring her in either time, and it's a called strike 1 to Shohan. 0-1 to Ava Shohan. Loretta Schofield waits on deck. Top half of inning number 4. Game scheduled for 7. This pitch swung on, grounded to the right side. Tittlemel, the second baseman, underhand flipped to Miller at first for out number 2. So a couple of 2-pitch at bats and a couple of ground outs, 5-3 and 4-3, and the Eagles have nobody aboard and 2 outs for Schofield, the 6th hitter in the order, left-handed batter. Schofield attends high school at O'Neill St. Mary's. Cardinals had their homecoming this week. Gubles, the pitch, swung on and missed for strike 1. 0-1 to Loretta Schofield. And then that looks like 8-3 game over on field 1. 6-3 is the score. Schofield gets the bunt down. She can really fly. It's going to be a foul ball as the catcher and the first baseman both took a long look at it, and it was just foul because they knew they had no chance to get Schofield, who is behind 0-2. And I believe Boone, or let's see it, the home team is leading that game, so I'll see who the higher seed was there. It is Boone Central leading over there, 6-3. This one's up high for a ball to Schofield. 1-2 to Schofield. Eagles trail at 5-0, top half of 4 in this Mid-State Conference first-round game. Winner gets to sit for a game. The loser of this one plays the loser of that Boone-Pierce game ongoing right now. 2-2 as the pitch was low. Brooklyn Kahoy waiting on deck. Nobody aboard, 2 outs for the Eagles here, top half of the 4th. Schofield stands in, the pitch swung on, bounce right back to Gubles. Gubles going to have to hurry, though. Throw to first is not in time. That was not hit very hard, and Schofield, I told you about her speed, and she showed it there as she beat that one out for an infield single. So the 3rd hit for O'Neill, and the first player other than Smith to record a hit. And here's Brooklyn Kahoy. Schofield a definite threat to steal. But the Eagles, who are down 5-0, already lost 1 runner on the base this morning. This one's up high, and that may be what Chuck Price is thinking as Schofield took a couple steps off and then went back to the bag. 1-0 to Brooklyn Kahoy, who walked back in the second, was stranded there at first base. The pitch. This one's up high for ball 2. 2-0 to Kahoy. Steps out, looks down at Chuck Price. Now she's back in the batter's box. Has the open stance, does Kahoy. Gubles. Pitch swung on, fouled back. 2-1 to Kahoy. With Schofield still over there at first base. She beat out an infield single a few pitches ago. The pitch. It's high and tight. There goes Schofield, and she picked a good pitch to run on. She's in standing up. It was an off-speed pitch. And Schofield now in scoring position at second base, and Brooklyn Kahoy with a favorable count as she is ahead 3-1. Montez waits on deck. Kahoy, the 7th hitter in the order. The pitch. This one's inside for a ball. So Kahoy draws the walk, and down to first base goes Brooklyn Kahoy, and Montez, who had the shin guards on, takes those off and stands in. RB opportunity here for O'Neill and Mariana Montez, the catcher, the 8 hitter. This one swung on, hit in the air to right. Mostic ranging over toward the line. She's there, and she makes the catch in foul ground or in fair territory. So Montez fly out to right for out number 3. So the Eagles threaten but can't get anything across. For O'Neill in the top of the 4th, no runs, 1 hit. There were no errors, 2 runners left on base. After 3.5. Your Pinnacle Bank score, Wayne 5, O'Neill 0. Back to Kearney Park after you listen to these messages.
Stop at your local Blush Boutique and Tan in O'Neill, Nebraska for all of your clothing, shoe, and tanning needs.
Enjoy a wide variety of clothes.
Classy and casual shoes.
And a UV 12-minute tanning bed, as well as a spray tan booth.
Stop in today.
Wayne with 2 in the first, 2 in the second, and a single run in the third. And they'll send up the 9, 1, and 2 hitters, Goobles, Bowles, and Ellis, to face O'Neill right-hander Emma Smith. And Mackenzie Nissen, I talked about her a little while ago. She is throwing, really can't call it the bullpen, but she's over in the area behind her team's dugout on the first base side, taking some warm-up pitches right now. I thought there was a chance we might see her, maybe not in this game, but sometime today, and she is over there throwing. This is high for ball 1. 1-0 to Sammy Goobles, who has an RBI, a 4-3 ground out back in the second. This one's grounded to short. Kahoy charges, throw across to first in time to Emmy, and Goobles gone 6-3 for out number 1. Here's Nyla Bowles. Bowles, the right-handed batting shortstop, up there with 1 out and nobody aboard. Nice day here, a little cool right now, but the sun is out, and as the day goes on, temperature's supposed to warm up into the low 80s. Wind could be a problem later on. This one hits Bowles, and so Bowles, for the second time this morning, is hit by a pitch. So Bowles down to first, and here is Tatum Ellis, the center fielder, with Jensen waiting on deck. Smith, the pitch, down low for a ball. 1-0 to Tatum Ellis, with a runner at first and 1 out. Tatum Ellis. I'll get it right. This one's up high for a ball. Smith checks a sign. 2-0 the count to Ellis, the pitch. This is through for a strike. There goes the runner. Throw to second, not in time, with the shortstop Brooklyn Kahoy covering. Bowles able to slide in safely with a stolen base, and Ellis sees the count go to 2-1. 2-1 to Tatum Ellis, with Jensen waiting on deck. Pitch, this is outside for a ball. 3-1 to Ellis. O'Neill hosting the Mid-State Conference Softball Tournament. Just 5 teams in the Mid-State Conference play softball. Smith, the pitch. This one's inside for a ball. So down to first goes Ellis, and Bowles stays at second. And here is, now this is Cruzy back in there now batting. This is Brooklyn Cruzy. And Chuck Price out to talk with his O'Neill Eagle team. The infielders, the pitcher Smith, the catcher Montez all join that conversation as Wayne already leading 5-0. O'Neill certainly doesn't want to allow anything else across here. We're already in the bottom half of inning number 4. Mentioned a game scheduled for 7. This game is now an hour old. Still trying to get confirmation for sure if these are on a clock. Does look like there is a clock being kept down there on the field. And we'll try to get word on that. Cruzy getting ready to stand back in as Chuck Price is back to the dugout. And Smith looks over into that dugout. Brooklyn Cruzy back in there to bat. Cruzy, tall right-handed batter. Bowles at second. Ellis at first. Wayne leading 5-0. Bottom half inning number 4. Smith the pitch. Swung on, ground ball up the middle, a solid base hit. Shohan charges, Bowles around third. She'll score standing up. Throw caught up by Smith to hold the runner at second. Nyla Bowles scores on a Brooklyn Cruzy RBI single. On the play, Ellis moved to second, and Wayne now leads 6-0. Rob Sweetland is going to run for Cruzy, and it will be a player that is not as tall as Cruzy, I can tell you that, and still looking for a number. Courtesy runner. Looks like that is going to be Gamble. Again, Jordan Gamble to run. And up comes Delaney Cruzy. Runners on first and second. Now 6-0 Wayne. They defeated O'Neill 3-2 back on August 23rd in Wayne. They jumped to a 2-0 lead after one and have been continued to get clutch hits with runners in scoring position. Cruzy takes a called strike one. Delaney Cruzy, she's the third baseman. Smith, the pitch, swung on, ground ball to short. Kahoy steps on the bag at second. That's all she'll get. Excellent play there by Brooklyn Kahoy. It was hit pretty hard, but with 60-foot bases, she just was able to run to the bag and force the runner, Cruzy, or Gamble actually, 6 unassisted on the fielder's choice for out number 2. And now Delaney Cruzy at first, and on the play, Ellis moved to third. This one's fouled off by Mostick. So runners on the corners now and 2 outs for Wayne. Delaney Cruzy at first and Tatum Ellis over at third. A moment ago, Brooklyn Kahoy, the shortstop, snared a hard ground ball, ran to the bag to force the runner coming from first. This pitch is down low, and taking second without a throw is Delaney Cruzy. So it's 1-1 on Mostick, the right fielder. Now runners on second and third, and Mostick 0 for 2 on the morning, a ground out and a strikeout. She punches this one down the right field line and just foul. She was just inches away from a 2-run single there was Mostick. And the runners go back to their respective bases. 1-2 to Mostick, and Smith now a strike away from getting out of the fourth with no further damage done. Wayne leads at 6-0 here in the bottom half of inning number 4. Smith, the pitch, swung on, bounced off the plate, high hop, Smith fields it, throws to Emmy at first, and Mostick gone 1-3 for out number 3, but Wayne adds to their lead, a run on 1 hit. There were no errors and 2 runners left on base. After 4 complete, Pinnacle Bank score, it is Wayne 6, the O'Neill Lady Eagles 0, back with a 5th after these messages.
Creative Advantages is a business consulting firm that maximizes a business's potential by targeting all areas of business while implementing key business and marketing strategies that will optimize sales production and long-term sales profitability. Creative Advantage's passion is working with other business owners and formulating a personalized business and marketing plan that will heighten the opportunity to achieve your business goals. Visit our website at www.creativeadvantages.org to learn more, or contact Abby or Alex at 402-340-9661 and get started.
2, 1, you're live.
Welcome back to Kearney Park, where the Eagles come to bat in the top half of inning number 5, trailing Wayne 6-0, first round Mid-State Conference action, Mid-State Conference tournament. Glad to have you aboard. 102.9 FM, KBRX O'Neill, on the internet at kbrx.com. And also welcome aboard our viewers on Eagle Eye Broadcasting. And one of those viewers, Rachel Price, watching from Nashville, Tennessee. She, of course, the daughter of O'Neill coach Chuck Price and a former Eagle player. Fine pitcher for the Eagles back a few years ago. This is outside for a ball to Pistolka. Pistolka, Kahoy, and Smith. If somebody reaches base, Emma Reed would bat. And Rachel Price, I have to apologize, I can't remember her married name. But glad to have you aboard. Watching from Nashville. This one's down low for a ball, 2-0 to Ryan Pistolka. Rachel Price, I'll dig into my long-term memory. I believe she is a 2012 graduate of O'Neill High School. I'll look to Mike Peterson for some help. I think that might be right, though. 2012 graduate.
Yeah, 2012.
Yeah, Ian Banks. Yeah, there's another 12. Yeah, he's Ian Banks back running the board for us, reminding me, yeah, he would know that as well. Rachel Gibson, there we go. Thank you. Rachel Price Gibson, glad to have you along watching. 2-1 to Ryan Pistolka. Goobles, the pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 2. So Ryan Pistolka sees the count even up. Pistolka over 1, a strikeout back in the second. Harley Kahoy waits on deck. Wayne got 2 in the first, 2 in the second, and then single runs in the third and the fourth to assume this 6-0 lead. Goobles the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So Goobles comes back after falling behind in the count to record the strikeout, and here's Harley Kahoy. The 6th strikeout for Goobles. Kahoy had the sweatshirt on earlier. You can tell it's starting to warm up, though, as she has taken that off as this is a called strike 1 to Harley Kahoy. She's 0 for 2. It's been her defense that's sparkled so far in this one. A couple of excellent plays at second base. Swung on ground ball to second. Tiddimal has it, throw to first in time for the out, and one second baseman throws out the other on a close play. 4-3 for out number 2, and Emma Smith comes up. And Chuck Price, again, out to ask there. That was bobbled for a second by Liberty Tiddimal, but she was able to recover and throw to first for the out. And Emma Smith now comes to the plate with 2 outs. Rob Sweetland now is going to make a pitching change. It looks like in this maybe Nissen, as Goobles has handed the softball to a new player, and it is the freshman Nissen who will take over in the circle. She will work to Emma Smith, who Smith already, we talked about it earlier, has 2 extra base hits, a triple and a double. And Mackenzie Nissen, just a freshman, the latest in a long line of fine pitchers that Wayne has had through the years. Of course, the great All-American state champion Molly Hill, back when about the time they started the program. Remember Tori Kanishi as well. I think she went on to South Dakota State to pitch. Just a very solid program, these Wayne Blue Devils, over the years. A couple of state championships and numerous state tournament appearances. Had a chance years ago to interview Molly Hill when she had just finished, I think, the district tournament that day back when she was in high school. She went on to pitch for the University of Nebraska. I think she was a homecoming queen that year as O'Neill was playing Wayne in football, and she came up and talked with us at halftime. So here, Mackenzie Nissen takes her warm-up tosses. She's ready to go, and Emma Smith's ready to stand in. Smith has scorched the ball so far today. A triple in the first and a double in the third. But the Eagles unable to push a run across thus far. Smith has 2 home runs on the season and 5 in her career. And I don't think that does not include some summer home runs she has hit as well. This is down low for a ball. So Smith, a good combination of speed and power. She lives and breathes softball, has played since she was very young. I guess that doesn't really distinguish her from many of these players, as this is a sport that just like a lot of them, seems to get in a person's blood, and they really live and breathe it and play it several seasons. And Smith, as mentioned, plays spring softball, summer, and in the fall. Has some thoughts of maybe trying to play a little bit collegiately as well. Although I haven't talked to her about that recently. She fouls this one off 2-1 to Emma Smith, with Emma Reed waiting in the on-deck circle. Outfield is backed off. In center field, Tatum Ellis playing pretty deep, as is Hazy in left. They know about Smith's power, and she could hit it the other way as well. This one's outside for a ball. Caitlin Mostick in right field playing pretty much straight away there, but the left and center fielders have backed off a little bit. 3-1 to Emma Smith. Steps back in the batter's box. 6-0 Wayne here. Top of 5. Ground ball to third. Glove by Cruzy. A throw to first in time for the out. So Smith retired 5-3. And O'Neill gone in the 5th. No runs, no hits. There were no errors and no runners left on base. After 4.5, your Pinnacle Bank score, it is Wayne 6, O'Neill 0. Back with the bottom half of the inning after you listen to these messages.
Heart. Compassion. Strength. More than ever, this is what defines community in Nebraska.
Great Plains State Bank is about great personal service. Like most banks, Great Plains State Bank offers ag loan options that fit your needs. Visit with a team you know and trust that will help you grow your yield. We are local people making local decisions that impact your success. Stop in today and let's talk. Great Plains State Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Eagles trail Wayne 6-0 Mid-State Conference Tournament opening round game. Glad to have you along on KBRX O'Neill 102.9 FM. Also on the internet at kbrx.com. And welcome along also our viewers on Eagle Eye Broadcasting. Eagles and Emma Smith set to face the 6, 7, 8 hitters in the Wayne order. That's Hazy, Tiddimal, and Miller. This one is down low for ball 1. 1-0 to Kiara Hazy, who is 0 for 2. A ground out and a strikeout. Back in the second and the third. Outfield straight away for the right-hander. Reed even with the bag at third. Kahoy fairly shallow at short, as is Harley Kahoy at second. Emmy playing even with the bag at first. This one's inside for ball 2. Emma Smith has struck out 4 this morning. But Wayne with some timely hitting to take this 6-0 lead. They actually have 7 hits, all singles. 3-0 now to the batter, Hazy. This one's down low for a ball. So a free pass for Hazy, and here's Tiddimal, the second baseman, with Miller waiting on deck. Tiddimal thus far reached on an error and then singled. And that was a run-scoring single. This is a strike 1. 0-1 to Liberty Tiddimal, right-handed batting second baseman. Smith looks into Montez. The pitch down low, blocked by Montez, but taking second base will be Hazy. So Hazy slides into second. She's in scoring position. Wayne has scored in every inning thus far. 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, and 1 in the fourth. This game now about an hour and 15 minutes old. And if they're on a clock, it must be a 90-minute clock, as this one is fouled out of play on the right side. So I believe this game got underway actually maybe a minute or so before 9 o'clock. 1-2 the count. Smith checks the wristband. The pitch. Swung on line to second. Kahoy's got it. Caught the line drive, did Harley. She ran to the bag at second, unable to get the runner there. Hazy as she scrambled back, but another nice play by Harley Kahoy. Fielded that line drive off the bat of Tidemel. And so, again, a situation where one second baseman retires the other. Kahoy says turnabout is fair play. As Kahoy grounded out to Tidemel back an inning ago, that time Harley snares her adversary's line drive. This is a called strike one to Logan Miller. Miller singled and scored in the second, out 1-3 in the third. She's 1 for 2. This one's grounded foul down the third base line. And Miller also, I believe she collected, no, she did not. I thought she was thinking she collected an RBI. Don't believe she has, though. Smith. Back with contact with the pitching rubber. 1 out, a runner at second. This one swung on and missed. So down swinging is Logan Miller for out number 2. And this will be Nissen now, I believe. Yeah, Nissen batting as she came into pitch for Kubel. So Mackenzie Nissen, her first at bat. She was on to face one batter, Smith, and was able to retire her on a ground out. The pitch. Called strike one. 0-1 to Nissen. It is Cruzy with a couple of runs batted in for Wayne. Also, Hazy has one. Goobels with one. Also an RBI from Bowles as there's timeout on the field. And also Brooklyn Cruzy with an RBI. And now they're out to attend to Smith as they talk to her for just a moment. And Smith appears to be okay. Back to second base goes the runner, Kiara Hazy. She walked since then and then went to second on a stolen base. Tidemel then lined out to Kahoy at second, and Miller struck out. So here is Nissen now batting for Goobels. 0-1 the count on Mackenzie Nissen. This is strike two. 0-2. Quickly, Smith jumps out in front of Nissen. And it appears that Nissen would come out and pitch the sixth. No reason not to believe that. Open stance for the right-handed batter. This pitch swung on, grounded through the left side into left field for a base hit. It gets away from Schofield momentarily. The run would have scored anyway, and holding on at first base is Nissen. So another example of clutch hitting for the Blue Devils. They now lead at 7-0 as Nissen fell behind 0-2 and then singled into left field. So Nissen picks up an RBI, and now a pinch hitter. No, it is not. It's Bowles there. They're running a pinch runner. Wayne running for Nissen. I'll try to get a number. So Bowles up there now with Wayne now leading 7-0. Bottom half inning, number 5. Glad to have you, KBRX O'Neill on Eagle Eye Broadcasting. Bowles has scored twice today. Run in the first and another one in the fourth. Both times she was hit by a pitch. This one's up high. There goes the runner to second and in safely around the tag. We're taking a chance there. Was the runner electing not to slide. And I think that may be Reagan McGuire, a freshman. Pitch was a ball. Smith, the wind, the pitch, inside for a ball. So 2-0 the count to Nyla Bowles, the shortstop. And that is, in fact, Reagan McGuire at second base, the runner. RBI opportunity for Bowles. Smith, pitch. This is a called strike one. 2-1 to Bowles. Bowles right back in. As O'Neill running out of time in this one, trailing now 7-0. Smith, the pitch. Swung on, fisted, caught by Kahoy as it was a soft line drive. Brooklyn Kahoy, the shortstop, gloves that. So a line out to short for out number 3, but Wayne adds to their lead. A run on 1 hit. That was the Nissen single. There were no errors and 1 runner left on base. After 5 complete, your Pinnacle Bank score, it is Wayne 7, O'Neill 0. Back with the 6th after you listen to these messages.
Stadium Sports is your one-stop shop in downtown O'Neill or online at www.stadiumsportso'neill.com. For all your everyday, all-day activewear needs, there is something for everyone. Specializing in screen printing and embroidery, we have a graphic artist and equipment in store to get all your ideas done in a timely fashion. Supporting all athletes and customers near and far, we value your continued support. Contact us today at 402-336-3245.
Many lenders work in agriculture, but only one works for it. Mission-driven and owned by the producers we serve, we help customers manage risk, grow their success, and achieve goals. More than just another lender in agriculture, we strive to be its most valued. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
First offering from reliever Mackenzie Nissen. Nissen's second offering is also swung on and missed for strike 2. 0-2 to Reed, who's 0-2 today. A strikeout looking in the first, a ground out in the third. Wayne looking to advance to yet another Mid-State Conference Championship softball game. Nissen, the pitch. This one swung on and missed for strike 3. So Reed gone on 3 pitches, and here's Autumn Emmy, the first baseman. Emmy walked in the first and a ground out in the fourth. And Chuck Price out to talk with the umpire. Might they call Emmy back to the dugout and use a pinch hitter? It looks like they will. So the Eagles send up, this looks like it might be Matty Jacobowski. As Chuck Price gives in some instructions to his pinch hitter. And it is Jacobowski. Jacobowski was the first baseman on the Green Machine District Champions summer team. I did some PA for that tournament, kept the official book. Nissen, the pitch. This one's outside to Jacobowski for ball 1. Matty Jacobowski, another one of those seniors on this O'Neill team. And there are 8 of them. This one grounded up the middle for a base hit. It got through. So Jacobowski delivers as a pinch hitter. And the Eagles have a 1-out single. Hits have been tough to come by. Just the 4th for O'Neill on this morning. And now, another one of those seniors getting a chance to pinch hit. This is Mallory Scott. So Scott to bat for Shohan. Mallory Scott, the third of 3 sisters in her family to play for the Eagles. She does have a hit already on the season, and it was a double. She fouls this one back for strike 1 as Mallory Scott with Loretta Schofield waiting on deck. 7-0 Wayne, top half of inning number 6. Nissen, the pitch, swung on and missed for strike 2. 0-2 to Mallory Scott with Jacobowski at first base after that seeing eye single. Just got up the middle, had to wait to see if Bowles, the shortstop, looked like she might have a play, couldn't quite get to it. It was hit right up the middle. This one's high and back to the screen, and down to second goes Jacobowski. So 1-2 the count on Mallory Scott with a runner in scoring position, and Eagles have just advanced 4 runners thus far as second base. Smith was stranded at third, or her pinch runner was, courtesy runner was in the first. And then Eagles also had a runner thrown out at third earlier in the game. This ball gets away from the catcher, and down to third goes Jacobowski. So the count evens up 2-2. So Smith doubled. There was one runner at second base. Smith tripled. Schofield reached second base, and now Jacobowski to third base. But so far, the Eagles unable to push a run across. So another opportunity here, just one out. The pitch. This one's outside for a ball, so it goes 3-2 on Mallory Scott, pinch hitter. Right-handed batter with Schofield. Actually, I think another pinch hitter's moved into the on-deck circle. The pitch. This one is swung on and missed for strike 3. There's out number 2, a big strike out there for Nissen. And here is this is actually, and thank goodness we can hear down in the field, as this is, I believe, Kinnison, Harley Kinnison. We cannot see her uniform number. I think they've waived the rule there with the cooler temperatures. She takes it up high for a ball. So Chuck Price becoming the Joe Altobelli of softball. I think for the 83 Orioles, in the World Series, send up 4 straight pinch hitters. The pitch. This one swung on and missed for strike 1. 1-1 to Kinnison. Harley Kinnison, just a freshman. Eagles will count on her a lot next year as Eagles lose 8 seniors to graduation. This pitch is up high for a ball. Heard them say down the field number 25 was hitting, and that is Kinnison, the freshman. Just one varsity at bat so far on the season. This is her second. 2-1 the count. Runner at third. Now 2 outs. The pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 2. 2-2 now to Kinnison, with Brooklyn Kahoy waiting on deck. 2-2 the count. Nissen leans in. The pitch. Swung on, popped up. Couple players calling for it. Nissen, the pitcher, will make the catch as she came in along the line to make that catch for out number 3. So the Eagles, again, threaten but can't push anything across. No runs, 1 hit. There were no errors, and 1 runner left on base. And that'll be the ball game. Your Pinnacle Bank final score, it is Wayne 7, O'Neill 0. That means that O'Neill will play again right here on field 2, presumably in about 20 or 30 minutes. They have to wait for the other game to get over, and that one looks like it's still in progress. They also have to get the fields ready, but KBRX listeners and Eagle Eye broadcast viewers, I would assume that, let's say, about a half hour from now or so, I think that next game we set to go, it'll be O'Neill in the loser's bracket against the loser of the Pierce-Boone Central game. And right now, that game is tied at 6, so they haven't solved a thing over there. So we'll just say O'Neill against a yet-to-be-determined opponent. For the Wayne Lady Blue Devils, they will advance to 12:30 or thereabouts to play in the Mid-State Final. And they'll face the winner of the GACC versus the winner of Pierce-Boone Central. Whoever would win that game, which is Game 3, that team would be their opponent in the finals. GACC comes in as the 1 seed, and they would be considered certainly to be the favorite there. So we'll wait to do our post-game show. We'll wrap it up whenever O'Neill's softball concludes here at Kearney Park. Once again, your Pinnacle Bank final score in this one, it was Wayne 7 and O'Neill 0. Back to Ian in the KBRX studio for now.
I'm Jonathan Dugachel, physician assistant.
My name is April Dexter. I'm a family nurse practitioner.
My name is Amy Frenchler. I'm a physician assistant.
I'm Samantha Scholes. I'm a physician at Western Medical Services.
Great part about West Holt, we have a lot of different services we can offer, especially, lab, radiology, and then even just our outpatient clinic that we can, set up referrals through one local facility.
I see patients from birth up into elderly patients. I take care of them in the clinic, in the hospital, in the ER. I have a number of nursing home patients.
And we've been able to at a lot of specialty providers as well as surgical options, which is really great to have in a small community.
I'm excited about recent improvements at West Holt with their surgery department and expanding specialty clinic, including allergy.
I'd say, we're small enough that we really care about our patients. We have really good relationships with them and their families, but we're big enough that we have a lot of services. We can take care of a lot of things here.
We truly know our patients and understand their way of living and do our best to keep our patients healthy and continuing to live this rural lifestyle.
No one knows a community better than the people who call it home. O'Neill, Nebraska is a thriving community with emerging economic opportunities, strong leadership, excellent education systems, sound infrastructure, and safe, healthy families. When you have a community as strong as O'Neill, why not work together to make it even stronger? The O'Neill Community Foundation Fund, an affiliate of the Nebraska Community Foundation, awards grants to community projects and manages a variety of funds established by families, individuals, and businesses. We are here to help our community by helping donors do good work for good forever. Whether large or small, your contribution or pledge will have a lasting impact. Your gift can be made to one of our fund's specific purposes, or it can be used to build our community endowment. Investing in the future of O'Neill is easy. Visit our website, o'neillcommunityfoundation.org. When you think of giving, think of your hometown first.
O'Neill Superfoods, located at 304 East Highway 20 in O'Neill, Nebraska. We are your local community connection for high-quality foods, friendly service, and great prices. And we now offer curbside pickup. It is a super simple and safe way to do shopping. Just follow these steps. First, go to superfoodsgrocery.net. Then select the correct superfood and you can start shopping. Our family-owned store offers a convenient one-stop shop where you can find everything you need from the everyday essentials to specialty items from around the world. We take pride in our community and appreciate your business, so shop at O'Neill Superfoods located at 304 East Highway 20 in O'Neill, Nebraska.
No one knows a community better than the people who call it home. O'Neill, Nebraska is a thriving community with emerging economic opportunities, strong leadership, excellent education systems, sound infrastructure, and safe, healthy families. When you have a community as strong as O'Neill, why not work together to make it even stronger? The O'Neill Community Foundation Fund, an affiliate of the Nebraska Community Foundation, awards grants to community projects and manages a variety of funds established by families, individuals, and businesses. We are here to help our community by helping donors do good work for good forever. Whether large or small, your contribution or pledge will have a lasting impact. Your gift can be made to one of our fund's specific purposes, or it can be used to build our community endowment. Investing in the future of O'Neill is easy. Visit our website, o'neillcommunityfoundation.org. When you think of giving, think of your hometown first.
Okay.
All right.
Are we just covering on he's being needy again?
Okay.
On KVRX. You're live.
Thank you very much, Ian, and welcome back to Field 2 of Kearney Park, where we are into the second time slot of this 2022 Mid-State Conference softball tournament. Just a little while ago, the O'Neill Eagles fell in opening round play 7-0 to the Wayne Blue Devils, and in the other game, it was Boone Central winning a close one by a score of 7-6 over Pierce. So that means that O'Neill and Pierce will match up in this one. And the team, Pierce is already out there doing their warm-ups, and we're actually about ready to go here. Defensively for Pierce will be Kyrie and his 27th third base side, and then the Pierce Blue Jays. Also want to welcome in our Eagle Eye in the Kahoy on deck. She tripled and doubled in that 7-0 loss to Wayne. Reed on deck, and then Autumn Emmy, Shohan, Schofield, Brooklyn Kahoy, Montez, Pistolka, the pitcher, by the third baseman, Sporletter, who perhaps overran that one just a little bit. So new life for Smith. The Eagles were trying to squeeze in a run. Smith popped up the bunt, but Sporletter, 300 batting average on the season. Dvorak's pitch. This one is inside for a ball. 1-2. This one swung on, grounded to the left side. Gloved by the scores on the play, and Smith will most likely scored regardless. Do have the option of right-handed batting third baseman as the designated player, the equivalent to a designated hitter. And Emmy, the shortstop, covering. Benson there gets the put out, and Eagles, whoever run across here, now lose the runner. It's a called strike one from Kylie Dvorak, the right-handed pitcher for Pierce. Blue Jays into this game with a 4-19 record. Just lost a heartbreaker to Boone Central a little while ago. Talking here, Autumn Emmy. Emmy, the designated 0-1 to Autumn Emmy, a junior for the Eagles, who will lose 8 players to graduation. This one's inside for a ball. Hits. 15 runs batted in. 11 of her 17 hits have been singles. So the count evens up 2-2. Does have 6 doubles. This one's inside a clock. O'Neill trying to claim third in the. It's a single elimination format. If you stay in the highest third, but work to be done. Need to win this. Some indecision there. I think she thought there was only 2 strikes, but that was strike 3. And here is Ava Shohan, Aubrey Hanson waiting on deck. And O'Neill looking to get some clutch outs to slip down and should be swung on, grounded weakly to short. Kahoy has to charge. Throws an infield single, but Kahoy charged and gunned down ahead to Aubrey Hanson with tough sub-district, 14 Grand Island Central in power points. Lexington here in the Irish capital. This one field single for Hanson, and that was hit pretty sharply. So Hanson the RBI, and Pierce forges ahead 2-0 or 2-1, with Brooke Redis, the left fielder, getting ready to stand in. Pierce with the blue jerseys and the black paint waiting on deck. Eagle outfield is straight away. Shohan in left, Smith in center, Schofield in right. This is swung on. Heat there from Pistolka, and it's 0-2. She quickly jumps in front of Reddish. A runner at first, 2 runs across, and just 1 out so far for Pierce. Bottom half of inning number 1. This one swung on and missed. So she strikes out Reddish on 3 pitches. On the strike 3, Hanson took second base. And here is Alexis Sporletter, the bit over the years in a variety of sports. When they play the O'Neill Eagles, this is 3-4-letter. So I have to be re-educated every time on that one, it seems like. second baseman. 5'4", 6'4", or 7'4". You can usually find a spot for you somewhere in this sport. And here is Hansen. So Pistolka now has struck out Foles with an error. This one's down low for a ball. Pistolka, the pitch. Shortstop with Scudler upstairs for ball 3. Something to the top of the top coming from Ryan Pistolka, bottom half inning number 2 here. Pierce leading 2-1. Pistolka out number 3. Your Pinnacle Bank score, it is Pierce.
We are your local experts in O'Neill on every customer service. We offer a variety of top brands to suit every customer's needs and budget. The next time an automotive issue.
10 seconds.
Yep.
3, 2, 1. You are live.
2-1 our score. The Pierce Blue Jays lead the O'Neill Lady Eagles in this Mid-State Conference elimination game as we go to the third. And O'Neill set to send up the 3, 4, and 5 hitters. That's Reed, Emmy, and Shohan. And joined now, we'll trade off the innings here, joined now by football last night. So busy time, but thanks for working in the Eagle Eye Broadcasting along with KBRX Radio.
No problem. Thanks for having us.
Pistolka, the pitch, swung on ground out. 1 can't score on interference. Chuck Price out to talk as the out was recorded at first base, or I sure thought it was. It sure looked like the runner going to first was out on the throw from short to first. There is a runner standing on first base. But I thought the base umpire called her out. So just 1 out. The play was there. I think what happened, the play was ruled dead once the interference was called. So that's what it'll be. So there'll be a runner now at first. So Hansen does reach first. The out on Darnall for interference, and they called it dead right there.
So that is Hansen going to second.
And I thought
no contest.
I thought that you could have a delayed interference call where Kahoy can continue with the throw to record the out, but it was not called that way. This is strike inside corner for strike 2. 0-2 to Reddist. Now runners on second and third and 1 out for Pierce here. We are in the bottom half of inning number 3, a game scheduled for 7.
That one fouled down the first base line.
So the count holds at 0-2, and I believe this game, I did not write down the time it started. It was scheduled to start at 10:30. It didn't get underway then. I think about probably somewhere around 11 o'clock is actually when it got started, and so it's about 45 minutes old. So one swung on and missed. So a strike 3 there for Reddist. Pistolka records another strikeout. That is her 5th of the game, and now Alexis Sporletter comes up as the Eagles and Pistolka trying to get out with no damage done here. Pierce had runners on second and third and just 1 out. But Reddish strikes out, and here's Sporletter with 2 out. Pitch swung on, lined, fair ball down the left field line. 1 run is in. Sporletter on first. She'll head to second. Now on her way to third. 2 runs have scored, and Sporletter delivers a 2-run triple. On the play, DeBoer scored easily, and then Hansen on second base around third. She scored standing up, and Sporletter, who has good speed, just kept running as that one went down into the corner before Shohan could run it down. So now Pierce in front, 4-1. Pistolka to face Angeline Scott. Turn the play-by-play over to Colton Osborne.
The 0-1 pitch from Pistolka popped up. Montez getting under it as Montez catches it for out number 3. Eagles get out with only 2 runs done in the inning and a runner left on third.
So after 3 complete, your Pinnacle Bank score is Pierce 4, O'Neill 1. Back after these messages. In the second inning.
Darnall with the pitch. Going to be a high ball.
So 1-0 to Brooklyn Kahoy there, and there another one of those where the umpire had to cover up as a foul ball from field one comes flying over. We'll check the score over there as it looks like GACC leading 6-0 over Boone Central. That in winner's bracket play. So Pierce leading 4-1 here in the fourth. So O'Neill, they've committed with nobody on base. It got Kahoy as this was down low for ball three. You actually have worn some of those yourself.
I do.
Can give it a try, but unable to on right-handed. Baltimore's an 8 seniors, so a lot of players for O'Neill. They have one of the bigger rosters in the Mid-State Conference.
Brooklyn Coy staying alive once again to foul it off behind the press box.
Proven to be a tough out as this will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat for Kahoy. O'Neill with the black jerseys and the black pants and the blue stirrup socks.
Going to be a high fly ball out to left field. Left fielder is able to bring it in for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, that was Brooke Reddish who come on and made that catch. The wind is supposed to pick up a little bit today as we go along. It's still not much of a factor here, but later on we maybe see some fly balls cause those outfielders a little bit more trouble.
Now we have Mariana Montez, catcher for the O'Neill Eagles, up to bat here.
Montez a single back in the first, so she's 1 for 1.
Going to be a high outside ball one.
Montez back to today's first game. She was 0 for 2, a strikeout and a flyout in that one. That 7-0 loss to Wayne.
Wind up here. Swing and a miss, and the ball that was in the dirt.
Yeah, it looked like maybe she didn't pick that one up right off the pitcher's hand. Well below the strike zone. Montez, one of 8 O'Neill seniors.
Ground ball right up the middle.
Second baseman Bruckhorst made a nice backhand there, but the throw over to first was late. That'll be an infield hit for Montez.
Great effort there by the second baseman.
Yeah, I thought that was through all the way. I thought that was going to go through into center field. Montez will come out, and it looks like that's Brooke Reed, I believe, in to run for Mariana Montez. And here is Ryan Pistolka. We're in the top half, inning number 4. Again, game on a 90-minute clock. Regulation 7 innings, but it's hard to get 7 innings in that amount of time.
It is not a lot of time of playing ball. Got to hustle in and out.
And you'll hear the umpires just like you do in baseball. You hear the umpires oftentimes remind those teams, and the coaches as well, hustle in, hustle out. Now, sometimes if you have a lead, the coach might not say hustle out.
Yep.
But the umpire still will.
You strike right down the middle there for Darnall.
So the count evens up 1-1 on Ryan Pistolka, right-handed batting pitcher for O'Neill. Darnall checks the sign.
Swing and a miss.
So now 1-2, and Pierce now just a strike away from getting through the fourth unscathed. O'Neill, first batter of the game for O'Neill. Harley Kahoy came around to score, but that's all the Eagles have gotten so far.
Ball gets past the catcher, and Brooke Reed will advance to second.
So O'Neill with a runner in scoring position. And the Eagles looking to get something going here offensively. Just 1 run so far in 10 innings played in this Mid-State Conference tournament for 2022.
Count is even out 2-2. So Ryan Pistolka staying alive here to foul it off. Count stays 2-2 with 2 outs left in the 4th inning.
And we're in the top half inning number 4. They use a coin flip, and Pierce, by virtue of winning that, they are the home team, even though this is O'Neill's home field.
Ryan Pistolka stays alive once again to foul it off. Your count will stay at 2-2.
And this will be the Seventh pitch of the at-bat upcoming for Pistolka.
And a fly ball in the infield. Second, able to bring it in.
Yeah, that was Peyton Bronkhorst with a nice catch there back on the outfield grass for second base position for out number 3. And the Eagles gone in the fourth. No runs, 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 runner left on base after 3.5. Pinnacle Bank score. It is Pierce 4, O'Neill 1. Back with the bottom half after these messages. Bottom half inning number 4, the Blue Jays lead the Lady Eagles by a score of 4-1. Glad to have you, KBRX O'Neill, on the internet at kbrx.com and also on Eagle Eye Broadcasting for this Mid-State Conference softball tournament. And O'Neill and pitcher Ryan Pistolka looking to try to retire the Blue Jays and get back to the dugout. And the team that wins is the team that spends the most time on the bench. That means you're at bat. You see a lot more right-handers when you're on them. Before Shohan could throw it back in, so Scudler aboard with a leadoff single, and here's Bronkhorst, who struck out. Darnall now pitching for Pierce. I think Dvorak, she was listed as the flex player, the defensive specialist, if you will. She was the pitcher. I think she's probably left the game. So actually 5.5 innings. O'Neill 6 strikeouts. Pierce has collected 3 hits and also a couple of walks, and a couple of O'Neill errors have factored into this 2 in my box score. Hung on and missed for strike 2. 2-2 to Hansen. Pistolka, her strikeouts today so far all swinging. 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, and 1 here so far in the fourth. Pitch swung on, ground ball to short. Brooklyn Kahoy gloves it, steps on the bag for 1 to first. A double play.
What a play there for the
only way in softball. The 6-foot Scudler at second base and then fired to Jake 1 hit. There were no errors and no runners left on base. We'll see if Pinnacle Bank
At Connaught Tire Service, we are your local experts in O'Neill on ourselves on excellent customers.
This morning as we're getting close to afternoon. I'll check we are at 5 minutes past the noon hour. And Kahoy is Pierce taking a little more time out there with Darnall in the circle. And I'll turn it over to Colton Osborne for the play-by-play this half inning.
Kahoy steps into the box. First pitch of the at-bat is low, gets away from the catcher.
Harley Kahoy, right-handed batting second baseman who made ground play.
Kahoy is one of the few Eagles who don't have an open batting stance. Second pitch is low, called for ball 2.
And O'Neill would like nothing better than to get the leadoff runner on, a player with some pretty good speed in Brooklyn Kahoy, a hurdler on the track team. And O'Neill down by 3 here in the 5th. This time's starting to run a little thin.
That one is inside for ball 3. 3-0 count now for Kahoy.
Smith waiting on deck.
And 3-0 pitch from Darnall. Kahoy squares, pulls back in time for ball number 4. As that sends Kahoy to
first and was caught stealing, then out, strikeout looking in the second. But 2 for 3, Colton Osborne, it was talking about she was 2 for 3, a double and a triple in the first game today.
Swing and a miss for strike number 1. Smith batting had a double and a triple.
So she goes 3 and 3 there. Now she has 3 doubles, 3 triples on the season And you talked about those 2 home runs. I think she has 5 in her career as well.
That one is a high
one. Her second put out on the after. Reed with a couple of those.
Surprised Coach Price.
And thrown out Smith trying to steal second base. 0-2 kept coming.
Outside. Oh, they're calling that strike 3.
Wow, that really stretched the corner, I think you'd have to say. And Chuck Price, probably not much you can do. You can't argue balls and strikes and so forth. But I think certainly Reed thought that she probably had looked at ball 1.
They're calling time as Coach Von Segern.
Yeah, correct, yeah. Has relatives over in the Atkinson area.
Coming out to talk to Darnall and the rest of the infield. She pointed to Kahoy at first, so it's probably something about watching Kahoy running.
Yes, and O'Neill may now with 2 outs, they may try to run Kahoy, even though it down 3 runs. Just the fact that even if she's thrown out, you still start with your cleanup hitter up the next inning. And Chuck Price might figure that O'Neill, base runs have been tough to come by, might just figure he needs something to try to ignite the offense to get something moving. Emmy, a player that won that one. Emmy lined by the atom ball, and that shift as they moved the right fielder over just allowed out to be after 4.5 innings of play. Your pinning score.
An operated CarQuest store in downtown O'Neill, Nebraska. Your truck in great shape for the long haul. Ranchland Auto delivers around O'Neill and to many local communities every day. Their employees are always ready to serve the community with a high level of knowledge backed by years of experience. All your automotive needs.
For the first out at first.
So 4-3 put out, and Kahoy continues to play well at second base. And here's Darnall.
Kahoy, one of the better fielders for this Eagles team with a .951 fielding percentage. First pitch is called strike on Darnall.
Now the pitcher is Lauren Darnall. Hansen waits on deck.
0-1 pitch. That one is popped up, but just foul. Right between Montez and Reed. Reed not able to get there.
Looked like Darnall hit that off the fist, and those can sometimes sting. Now the weather's a little bit warmer. You get a cold day, though, those can really sting the old hands and wrists.
0-2 count on Darnall.
She was called out for interference after singling in the third.
They're calling her out on the check swing. They're saying she went.
Yeah, emphatically, the umpire was with that one as she tried to hold back and couldn't. And so that'll bring up
Aubrey Hansen.
She's a center fielder. And she scored a run back in the third.
Oh, pitch from Pistolka. That one is popped up. Pistolka calls off Reed as Pistolka gets it for the third out. As it looks like we'll be going into a 6th inning.
The Blue Jays go in order in the bottom of the 5th. No runs, no hits. There were no errors. No runners left on base. Through 5. Pinnacle Bank score. Pierce 4, O'Neill 1. Back with a 6th after these messages.
Many lenders work in agriculture, but only one works for it and achieve goals. More than just another lender in agriculture, we strive to be its most valued. Discover a lender that...
State Conference softball elimination game, Lauren Darnall, as the throw goes through to second base. We're about ready to get back to live action. And with the clock, this might be O'Neill's last chance. The Eagles need 3 to tie or 4 to take the lead. Pierce is the home team. Glad to have you along on KBRX O'Neill, also on the internet at kbrx.com and on Eagle Eye Broadcasting. Earlier we heard from Rachel Price Gibson watching the game. We understand the Horned Frogs have scored again. Right-handed.
Airshaw's a senior.
She is, that's right. Come through the junior high years.
Going to be a strike down the middle there for Darnall. Make the count even at 1-1. Swing and a miss there for Shohan to make the count now 1-2. Let's see if Shohan can keep battling.
Band.
Going to be a ball in the dirt.
Have to get a leadoff runner on again with Schofield, a speedy player and a good bunter on deck.
And a strike 3 for that outside part of the plate. This umpire, this game has really been liking those outside balls.
He has been consistent out there on the corner, that's for sure. And so Shohan down looking, and she is the fourth O'Neill batter to go down looking in this contest. And Pierce pitchers, Ryder?
The Eagles have not been adjusting very well to that outside part of the plate.
Of the 6 strikeouts that Pierce has recorded, 5 of those have been looking.
That will not help you win a game there, Hoster.
No, I would agree. It's tough when you go down looking, that's for sure. And I'll refigure those numbers. Actually, 4 of the strikeouts have been looking and 2 swinging. And Schofield up there now with a 1-1 count. Left-handed batter with excellent speed. Exciting player to watch on the bases, that's for sure. At third base, and not surprising because Pierce, they know they have the first base. Showed it yet here.
Nope, she has not.
Takes it inside, so it goes 3-1 with Brooklyn. And also, she dropped the bat. That's not a way to induce. Brooklyn Kahoy with 1 out and a runner at first. Kahoy so far, a walk and a fly out in this game, or 4 to go ahead to see this game continue. It's on deck. She's the 8-hitter. It's on deck, and then all trying to come all the way back against the 7-hitter in the O'Neill order, Brooklyn Kahoy.
Swing and a miss. Loretta Schofield safe at second on the steal.
So Schofield picked a good pitch to run on. She is in scoring position. And now, 3
live there, Kahoy to foul it off.
Yeah, and our viewers on Eagle Eye can see that just went off the end of the bat, but Kahoy, knowing that the outside corners were being called, that she made sure she was not going to take a chance there and fouled that one off.
High ball. Stay alive there.
As Kahoy fouled it off again, just not taking any chances, as O'Neill's already had 4 players called out looking in this game. Took the shin guards off, and Ryan Pastolka waits on deck. Pierce, of course, their coaches telling their team they want an out anywhere right now. That's the key for them. O'Neill wants to keep this inning going. Montez has a hit in this game. Actually, 2 singles. She's 2 for 2. Just their second of the game.
Runners now at the corners. 2 balls, no strikes. Wind up here. Swing there for Mariana Montez. It gets over the right fielder. Scores 1. Scores 2 there. Mariana Montez, what a hit.
As she continues to deliver, she is now 3 for 3 in this game and now has driven in 2 runs. And now the Eagles have the tying run at second base. So Montez comes. Yeah, good. Time has expired here in this one, but Pierce still has to bat in the bottom half. Of course, we're tied. We'd go on then as well.
Right.
They have the 4-3 lead.
Wind up here.
That Harley Kahoy waits on deck. Great job of protecting the plate there by Ryan Pastolka, who today is 0 for 1 in this game. She walked in the second and then popped to second in the fourth, trying to help her own cause in this situation. Strike foul balls, as Ryder mentioned, by Pastolka, hanging tough in there.
Does make the play, but the runner advances to third, Brooke Reed.
And that was really well played on both ends by Pierce, by Brunkhorst, and also the second baseman, or the first baseman, Scudler. That's what you do. The old, don't throw the ball unless you have to. And Scudler, when she caught that one at first base, she just ran it right.
2 outs remaining in the game.
Top half of inning number 6.
First pitch swinging. Great play by the third baseman.
Glove by Sporletter, and she made it look really pretty routine. So the Eagles fall as the rally comes up just a little bit short. O'Neill loses this one 4-3. For the Eagles in the top of the 6th, they get 2 runs on and 1 runner left on base. And so you're against Boone Central and Guardian Angels Central Catholic. We'll try to bring
O'Neill Superfoods, located at 304 East Highway 20 in O'Neill, Nebraska. We are your local community connection for high-quality foods, friendly service, and great prices. And we now offer curbside pickup. It is a super simple and safe way to do shopping. Just follow, you can start shopping. Our family-owned store offers a convenient one-stop shop where you can find everything you need, from the everyday essentials to specialty items from around the world. We take pride in our community and appreciate your business, so shop.
Ranchland Auto Supply is your locally owned and operated CarQuest store in downtown O'Neill, Nebraska. They have a large selection of parts and accessories to keep your vehicles and equipment running, including new heavy-duty truck parts to keep your truck in great shape for the long haul. Ranchland Auto delivers around O'Neill and to many local communities.
At O'Neill on the broadcast calendar, Tuesday night, October 4th, Summerlin's game. Pierce scored 4 runs. They got him on 5 hits, committed 2 errors, and left 3 runners on base. For O'Neill, 3 runs, 3 hits, committed 2 errors, and left 7 runs. Like that is over. So in a way, it seems like kind of a paradox. Seems like a long time ago, but yet it went fast at the same time. That's for sure. It
was a great game for the Eagles going up against the Pierce Blue Jays. Both teams played a great game, hitting the ball well and playing some pretty good defense.
All right, thanks, Ryder. Now, we still have our Stadium Sports Top Dog Athlete of the Week nominees to take care of and our H&R Block impact plays of the game as well. So we'll take a break here from some of our sponsors and then come back with those.
You're clear?
Thanks, Ian.
Do you need more than
no, just those 2.
Stadium Sport?
Just those 2 and we're good.
Assisted living and independent living in O'Neill is a friendly, active community where our residents feel right at home. We're committed to their health by offering group exercise classes, plus easy access to physical, occupational, and speech therapy right here in the building. We have a lot of fun with daily activities and socializing over delicious home-cooked meals. Daily transportation is provided for appointments or running errands. Schedule a tour today. See for yourself everything the Evergreen Assisted and Independent
broadcast where the O'Neill Eagles have been eliminated in this Mid-State Conference tournament by losing 4-3 to the Pierce Blue Jays. Colton Osborne, still a couple of things to take care of, and that's our Stadium Sports Top Dog Athlete of the Week nominees and also our H&R Block impact plays of the game. You didn't see the first game, that Wayne 7-0 win over O'Neill, but O'Neill's Emma Smith, she really hit the ball well that game. She was 2 for 3. She doubled, she tripled. O'Neill had some tough luck on the bases there in that game against a really good Wayne team. But we're going to go with Emma Smith for our nominee for Stadium Sports Top Dog Athlete of the Week for her 2 extra base hits in that first game. And then in the second game, I think we are going to go with Mariana Montez. Her bat almost led the Eagles back in this one, as Montez was 3 for 3 out of the 8 spot for O'Neill and knocked in 2 runs. She singled in the second, singled in the fourth, and she doubled in the 6th inning, and drove in 2 runs. But in the end, O'Neill couldn't get that other run across and dropped that 4-3 decision to the Pierce Blue Jays. Now, our H&R Block impact plays of the game, we're going to go with the Kahoy girls, the Keystone combination for O'Neill, Brooklyn the shortstop, and Harley the second baseman. Harley Kahoy, it was her defense that really kept O'Neill in the game early against Wayne, as a couple of sparkling defensive plays, including a diving stop at second base where she threw a runner out from her knees. She also had a nice backhand play going up the middle to record an out. So Harley Kahoy, our H&R Block impact player of the game in the first game. And the second game was her sister Brooklyn. Brooklyn Kahoy continued to be outstanding on defense as well, as it 1 point in that game in the fourth inning with the Eagles down already 4-1. The Pierce Blue Jays, Madeline Hanson, leadoff hitter, hit a sharp ground ball up the middle, looked like it might go through for a base hit. Brooklyn Kahoy stabbed it, stepped on second to force the runner coming first, and then fired to first to get that to record the 6-3 double play. So Brooklyn Kahoy, our H&R Block impact play of the game for our second game. Joined now by Colton Osborne as he helped do part of the broadcast here. And Colton, just a disappointing day for the Eagles, but something they don't have much time to think about this one as they have sub-districts coming up on a Monday.
Yeah, they got to have a short-term memory to just forget about the rest of the season, because once Monday comes around, it's 0-0 for everyone and anything goes.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Well, Colton Osborne, thanks again. You do a lot of Eagle Eye broadcasting with the video cast. Thanks for sitting in here with the radio broadcast as well.
Thank you.
All right, so that's about going to do it here. Once again, your Pinnacle Bank final scores. It was Wayne 7, O'Neill 0 in our first game on KBRX. In the second game, Pierce won over O'Neill in a close one, 4-3. In other action, earlier today, Boone Central won over Pierce 7-6, and Guardian Angels Central Catholic didn't get a final score, but they defeated Boone Central. So that means that coming up this afternoon yet, here at about 10 minutes or so, it'll be Guardian Angels Central Catholic against Wayne for the conference title, and the third place game will pit Boone Central Newman Grove